Here we have 3 winter jackets. What a choice. Which one should you go for? A tough call, I think. I've got 3 here. I've got the Perfetto, which has been upgraded. They went through, I think this one's got 3 pockets on the back. They went to 2 pockets and then they went back to 3 pockets. They've changed the material. This is going on your right to your left. Changed the material from what we can see, I think, Gore Windstopper to something called Infinium, which is still by Gore, which they claim, and I don't know because I haven't had one of the new style yet, they claim that it's stretchier, 4-way stretchier, so would fit better, and that it's slightly more rain resistant. All of these are rain resistant rather than waterproof. So if you're going out, you might make a decision that if you're going to be caught in light rain, you'd be okay. I've been out in a Perfetto and got absolutely drenched because I left it too late to put my waterproof on, thinking I'd be okay. So looking at the differences between them, weight alone, although it shouldn't really be an issue with a winter jacket, but weight alone between the 3 jackets, there's only about 60 grams, which is about 2 ounces. So it's next to nothing. It's not really a consideration. The lightest, just slightly, is the Perfetto, although the new Perfetto is claim weight is 389 grams, so that narrows the gap even more between that and the heavier one, which is the Spatswear Shield, which is 400. So there's probably only nowadays about 11 grams between buying a new Perfetto and the new style Shield, which is in the centre. And then the one on the left is VAT, which unfortunately they don't make them anymore, but I thought I'd include that because it's one I've got. And so you can, if you're looking generally for a winter jacket, you can look and see which things you need to consider when you're looking for it. So looking at comparing particularly the Perfetto and the Shield, like I said, the Shield is only slightly, a couple of grams, 11 grams or maybe 15 grams more than the Perfetto. What you get there is quite different. You might be able to see from that picture you've got a slightly better tail or longer tail on the Shield than you do on the Perfetto. Not a lot, but it is longer, and that'll probably add to the 10 or 15 grams weights that we've been talking about. So you've also got a front pocket on the Spatswear. Here you can see that's handy to put gels in or whatever else. There's nothing like that on the Perfetto, and the Perfetto that you can see, the example I've got is the one that where the sleeves are removed, which you'll be able to see with that. So that's useful for me on probably a few occasions, not that many. So fit wise, with all 3, they all fit pretty similar. I'd say the Spatswear is snugger, a better fit overall, in that the shoulders seem loose, not overly loose, but plenty of room around the shoulders, and that's a medium large, that particular one. And it's tight and nice and snug around the waist, which is how I like it. So that particular top is will fit because it's quite stretchy. Anyone from 92 centimeters to 105, and I sit in about 100, so that's ideal for me. With the Castelli, as you know, you usually get a size up. If I want it really snug, I'll go for a large. I've also tried extra large as well. There's a bigger difference, it seems, between the two. So a large is overly snug, but then it becomes a bit tighter around the shoulders, I think, although they may have addressed that with the new ones. And the one we've not said much about, the VAT top, I really like. I like the material that's in it. On the outside, it seems to be quite water resistant, and this fleece inside makes it nice and warm. And I've had that on with 2 base layers underneath at 0 degrees going out and in a shower and not been absolutely drenched. Same with the other 2, but the warmest of the 3 does seem to be the Spatswear. Which at 0 degrees, all you need is a base layer underneath it. The Perfetto claims 4 degrees to 14 degrees. So you're going to struggle, I think, more with that. I mean, it depends how much you can take the cold, I think, and what have you. The other difference is when you look at the back, the Spatswear, which you've probably guessed by now is my favourite of all of those. Just a little bit of chalk on the back I've got. Is you can see at the back you've got nice reflective detail, which you'd want for a black top this time of year. You've got quite large pockets, which we'll compare with the Perfetto in a bit. Fair sized pockets, nice drop tail. You've also got a zip pocket here, and that does seem to fit better, as I've said. So if we look at the Castelli at the back, oops, hard to compare the two. There we are, so you can see it. So at the back, you can see the pockets. You could probably see from that the pockets are smaller, appear to be narrower. They've got the Castelli reflective detail at the back, but you could do with something higher up, in my opinion. And the VAT is more basic. It's the least expensive of the three of these. I'll go into prices later. So that's not got much of a drop tail, in fact no drop tail at all. But it has got some reflective detail, and it's got this nice little overhang here, so you can cover the pockets, and it's got quite a large zip pocket there as well. So in terms of facilities on your jacket, then that's quite useful. They do some good colours they did do some good colours in the VAT. So price wise, the VAT top came in at about 150. You can pick them up now, dead cheap. There's only a few left for about 75, end of range. And then what most people will be looking at, because they're available, is shall I go for a Perfetto or shall I go for the Spatswear? The recommended retail price of the two is very similar, in that you've got the, oops, I'm just moving the brown so you can see the front again. Is very similar. You've got the Perfetto at £260 in lots of shops, so more likely to be able to come across a deal. You might get it as low as £220 or whatever. And the Spatswear that you've got, the Spatswear top, the Spatswear Shield, the recommended retail price is slightly higher. With that, it's £275. But I really think you get more for your money for that. So it's where you set your budget and what you want to do. I think if you go for the Perfetto, then I think you're more likely to need another layer underneath anyway. So the cost, theoretically, of that, and probably the extra weight of that as well, if you're bothered, and if you shouldn't be, about the weight of your jacket. So long-term performance, I don't know. Other aspects we'd look at. The zip on the Spatswear seems to be fairly solid. The one on the Castelli not as robust, I don't think. Just looking at that, you've got a little tag, but I don't really like that as much. And then when you look at the protection behind the zip, you've got this the whole way down from the top, which will protect any wind going through the zip. And on the Castelli, you've only got a small section at the top where that protects the zip. So I don't think the zip is as good. So so they're the main two choices that you face at the moment. I suppose in terms of fitting in, then lots of people have the Castelli. You'll see lots of other people around. You'll have less people wearing the Spatswear, so that will or will not appeal to certain people. But I really like it. Oh, the other one, before I forget, is the collar on it. I've never really liked this meshy thing, because I think it will, in time, it hasn't done yet, but in time will wear more, because I don't always have a shave when I'm going out. So against a stubbly neck, I think that was more likely to wear. And the height of the neck, you've got a little bit there, maybe like a small turtleneck sort of thing. With the Spatswear, you've got a longer, higher neck, I mean, you don't have to have it like that, but it's nice to have the option of that. So overall, I guess in terms of design, I think the Spatswear is a far better design. It's warmer. The materials are quite different. There's Infinium against Wintex Pro and Roubaix, so two different materials, and I think they're doing two different materials on the new Perfetto, but they are different. It's more Gore. Okay, so there's the decision. I hope you can transfer those points into, if you look at any other jackets for winter. The main thing is to get something that's warm and flexible so you can get layers underneath it. Okay,